I'm going to share with you what I think was an overnight experience. However, I may be way off. So I went to bed one night, woke up the next morning, and something appeared on my forehead. It is called a wrinkle. It sits right here. And so I thought, well, it's there. I am going to now use it as an expression of support. What better way to express myself? You will get to experience my expression of support as this wrinkle in the center of my forehead come and go. Let's talk about another thing that appeared overnight. And this one is ongoing. So here you go. I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. I don't even know what these things are called, but if you know, by all means, put it in the comments, enlighten me. If you look closely, you can see a lighter pigmentation on the skin. Do you have these? Have you experienced it? I am unbothered. All of the things that I'm about to share with you can be avoided if we simply engage and apply common sense. It is a gift. So let's dive into the things that do not appear to be common sense that we as adults partake of. These are just some of the products that you may have chosen to use during your daily routine. Dyeing the eyebrows? Why? My eyebrows are mixed with gray and black, which is the natural color of growth. Doesn't bother me one way or the other. However, I realize that there are people that it does bother. I would say to you, do what you need to do, but make it temporary, because you never ever want to apply dye, hair dye, to your eyebrows. Hair dye was not manufactured and distributed for this purpose. Hair dye is for the hair, not the eyebrows. The choice is yours. Just make sure that you know the consequences. And I would go even further than that. Reach out to your healthcare provider to determine what they have to say about dyeing your eyebrows. Not a good idea. And while we're on hair dyes, do not mix different hair dyes. These are chemical formulas, and you don't want to mix those formulas. According to the research, it is suggested and or recommended that we never ever mix hair dyes. Another thing that we want to be mindful of is sharing personal care products. I'm going to speak specifically about cosmetics at this point. When we were younger, perhaps that was a pattern of behavior that became pretty much acceptable. It didn't make it right. It's never a good idea and never has been a good idea to share personal care products. Why? Because there are microorganisms in these products. There's bacteria, there are germs, there are things that can be transferred from one person to another. And it could cause one to become very sick or seriously ill. So avoid sharing cosmetic products personally with others. You want to avoid using old products. I was listening to a program recently, and there was a lady who indicated that she had been using these products for approximately 4 years. It was a hair care product. And she asked the question, should I still be using these products today? The recommendation was, you don't want to use products that are old. You want to make sure that whatever products you choose are fresh and that you keep a fresh supply. It is to your health. Now we're going to go to the eyes, because we can harm our eyes by using certain products around them or near the eyes. It doesn't have to be that something is in the eye before we give attention to what may happen. We want to be mindful of products that we even use near the eye, especially when they contain color additives. Color additives are and must be approved by the FDA prior to going to the market. You want to always read the product ingredient label. On that label, you will find warnings based on the product of choice. I picked up a deodorant not long ago, or an antiperspirant. I'm not sure which, but I believe it was an antiperspirant. And right on the label of that product, on the back label, there was a warning, and it had to do with individuals who may have kidney disease. Who would ever think that an antiperspirant or deodorant may cause a problem for individuals who have such a chronic illness? That's why it's so important to read these product labels. Flip the product to the back. You want to make sure that you're using these products properly according to manufacturer instructions. There's a reason that those instructions have been included on the product label. And especially when it comes to the warning, read those warning labels carefully. It is to your advantage. There you will also find some caution statements. Warning, caution, red flag. Now, if you choose not to read the label, or if you choose to ignore what you've read, that is your decision. That is your choice. However, it is there for us to learn and to apply and to make these wise choices when it comes to the use of these products. It is important because most of these products are not FDA approved. That's the Food and Drug Administration here in these United States. They are being regulated. It is our responsibility as consumers to report any adverse situation or circumstances surrounding the use of these personal care products. Irritation, sensitivity. If anything appears or surfaces as a result of using the product, you want to consult your healthcare provider. And common sense says, do what you need to do immediately, which would be to stop using the product. And then, of course, follow up for medical advice. You want to always engage your healthcare provider or providers when it comes to taking care of your overall health. And remember this is vitally important. Take care of the children. Whenever products are being used, if you can reach for them, a child of a certain age can also reach for them. Keep them out of the reach of children to make sure that they are always out of harm's way. We are the responsible party. Children have no idea what these products are. They are simply moving based on being curious. Protect your children, especially when it comes to specific products that can burn their skin, irritate their eyes, or whatever the case may be. Maintain a level of responsibility so that children are not exposed to things that they should never be exposed to. In summary, we're going to use common sense, although it doesn't seem to be common anymore, but we're still going to use common sense. Finally, I'm still seeking to find that engaged audience that would care enough to help other women, such as yourself, find this video. And if that is you, please like, share, comment, and of course subscribe. It will greatly impact the algorithm so that we can get this message out to the world. I am Shepherd Essence. Thanks for watching.